And I'm Michael, and we are Prevail, and we're here to talk about your brand, Salud. Who is Prevail? Well, we saw an opportunity in the market, and we launched 48 hours ago, and we are one of the best and brightest minds in the country, or we are the best and brightest minds in the country. Vail is our home, but we have offices all over the country as well, so we have a pulse on the ground, and we are award-winning. We are the reigning champions of the Camp Olympics, and Digiday has themselves said, quite honestly, I've never seen better-looking people, so thank you, Digiday, for that. But who is Salud? We're here to talk about Salud, and really Salud represents a connection between people and a representation of an experience as well. And so to that we say cheers to you or Salud and enjoy your cocktails that we provided for you today. So we want to talk a little bit about the background, and first we saw that there's some good news and bad news. The good news is tequila sales are up, yeah. Double what they've been in the past decade, and 2.3 times the growth of other spirits, who we know are some of our competitors that we're working against, the vodkas and the bourbons. Also the good news is that there's 4 times as many cases being distributed throughout the country. Then there's the bad news. The bad news is there's a lot of other companies into the market. Tequila, as well as, like I said, browns and other clear spirits. These celebrities think that they have an idea of how to drink tequila. And then we have our own competitive set, which you can see some examples here of Jose Cuervo and Don Julio, who really kind of focus on the product and the process, and not really speaking at all to the people who's drinking their product. And that's what we kind of think that there's an opportunity for us to do. Again, there's maybe a hero shot of the bottle, and enough said, which I've got something to say about 1800, but we won't go there. So then there's a challenge, and we know that there's a new target coming into the mix, a new generation of drinkers, but our older generation of drinkers is getting older, they're growing older, and their drink habits are changing. They're watching Housewives on Saturday night while Beyonce's performing. And other than that, we have to grow with this new generation of drinkers. Otherwise, we're going to be as irrelevant as a QR code. So that's the challenge. Let's talk about our target a little bit. And we saw them into 2 different buckets. The first are the bros. These are the ones that still think of tequila as an event-based type of drink. Shot, shot, shots. They listen to Pitbull. They listen to Fireball song. That's their jam. We're going to get these guys no matter what. But we want to focus. And you know what? They're really focused on themselves. They think everything's a reflection of them, but we want to focus on a little bit of a different group, and these are the pros. People that are unapologetic and fun. Amy Schumer, who doesn't give a shit about what comes out of her mouth, but she's the person you want to sit and have a drink with. Or James Franco, who kind of goes to the beat of his own drum, or he's kind of on his own shelf, as it were, who's really kind of leading his friends, leading the charge of what's going on creatively, and we want to tie it to the personalities of these people as well. But why are they not drinking your tequila? Well, first of all, they're uneducated drinkers. They don't really know how to drink tequila. They're new to it. And that's a real opportunity to kind of educate these people about how tequila should be consumed, sipping with the cocktail or a shot if you want with your friends. They are also still drinking those vodka and bourbon drinks because that's what they know and that's what they go to. But there's promising news. These people are very curious. They're interested in new experiences. They want to share these new experiences with their friends. And brands really are a reflection of who they are and their personality, and we want to give the opportunity for them to do that with Salud. So we want to say this to everyone. Our target audiences are unique. They stand on their own. They aren't ultra-luxe, and they aren't racing to be the drunkest person at the party. But if they are, they're unapologetic. Amy Schumer. They work hard and have a lot to celebrate. They are craving knowledge and thirsty for new experiences. We celebrate those individuals and raise a glass of the everyday things that make them unique, not the event-based. And we say, Salud to you. And Salud is not only our brand name, but a way for us to connect with our audience and give them that rich idea that we're cheersing to them and to anything that comes their way. So we have just some creative ideas that would really come out of that where, it's these everyday experiences that happen. No hashtag needed. This is just everything that goes on throughout your day. Salud to the weekend. Salud to 5 o'clock. Salud to this moment right now. I want one of those. Salud to us. Salud to amigos. Salud to just doing it. Salud to tacos. Salud to 100. Salud to celebrations. And salud to salud. Salud to the unapologetic, the bold, the confident, the tastemakers, the craft makers, and the cultivators of cocktails, to pure agave, farm to bottle, and 20 years of perfecting the process, and celebrating the small wins, the big wins, and every stop in between. So salud to you. And now Larissa is going to take you through how we were going to activate that idea.
Thanks, Michael. So we know that we have an evolving tagline and we know who we're targeting. How are we actually going to bring that to life? Well, given that we have a $1 million budget, we propose concentrating on a 6-week flight, launching in April to align with a post-spring break mentality, leading up to Cinco de Mayo. We know that we have sort of a perception challenge, so we want to make sure that we have a very strong content strategy built by influencers in key markets at the top, and then sort of build that out with digital amplification with really national awareness. So we see this kind of taking form in 3 main pillars. First, we want to have connect with people physically with out-of-home, experiential, and sort of bring buzz through that. Next, we want to have a strong social influencer and amplification program, really an evergreen content strategy. And then third, we want to make sure that we have a strong digital presence on both premium sites as well as programmatic networks. So first, looking at out-of-home. We propose starting in LA, New York, and Miami, because those are the 3 key markets that really popped in our research. And the idea is really to make an experience, right? So having on key wallscapes in hip urban areas, salute to ... and have people be able to actually fill in what they are choosing to. And we're hoping this will really drive PR and buzz, and we can amplify that socially. Looking more at the social program, we propose partnering with key influencers, your foodies, your socialites, musicians, mixologists, people that really have garnered trust that can drive a change in opinion. We'll amplify that with paid social, and we'll also have a very strong evergreen social strategy where we're having daily posts of irreverent, playful content. You can say, salute to holidays, salute to newsworthy moments, salute to happy hour. Really making it clear that this is something that people can experience and enjoy any day of the week. Knowing that tequila isn't necessarily associated as sort of your everyday sort of drink, one idea that we had was to sort of approach Blue Apron and really bring Salute into people's homes and show them ways that they can make, fun cocktails and pair that with food to really sort of up their game at home and make that more a part of their daily experience. Once we actually have those talks with Blue Apron, we might want to actually focus on a few key markets, but that's kind of to be determined at this point. To really have a national story from a digital perspective, we propose partnering with a few key publications and highlighting local tequila bars, cocktail recipes, sort of how-to highlights, really having sort of a sponsored editorial focus where it's really believable, and then we can sort of amplify that through their networks, as well as programmatic and other sort of broad-reaching networks, which kind of brings us to the last pillar of our digital strategy, which is syndication. One of our core partners that we really want to focus on is Liquid. They have powerful data through PCH, so they're really able to learn a lot about consumers, not just how they behave on the web, but sort of what they're buying and how what we know about our target demographically can kind of pair with browsing patterns and things like that. So these are just a few examples of some key custom segments that Liquid could build out. Definitely want to make sure that we're balancing sort of that local heavy up and that national awareness approach. And we really want this to be sort of an evolving strategy where we're testing, we're learning, we're going into different ways to engage with this consumer, both in the niche perspective as well as broad. So that really brings us to our allocation strategy, Salute to $1 million. We propose putting roughly half of our budget into our digital networks and premium sites, about a third into social, and then the rest will really go towards out of home and really that creative content strategy. And then optionally, once we have a better understanding of your KPI and sort of what actual percentage change you would like to see in market share or awareness, we could also layer a brand study on top of our buy so that we're actually connecting those learnings into something more tangible than just engagement rates. So that's really the gist of our plan. We thank you for your time and for listening to our presentation. And we'll open it up for questions.
You have a couple minutes for questions. So.
Cool. So one thing I really liked from that was your idea of education and creating content that actually people will use that, maybe they don't use your actual tequila, but just giving them that sort of that information is really important. My only question about that is, what types of content will live on each channel, right? Like, is there videos only on YouTube, or are you going to have things that are specific to Facebook? I think it's really important to recognize the strengths of each platform, and I want to see how you guys would do that.
Yeah, I think from a social perspective, it's definitely about snackable content, kind of keeping it playful and fun. So not as much of a sort of like a deep education. I think we can do that more with digital and native, especially.
Yep.
and sort of like
With the
blowing that out.
partnerships.
From a video perspective, we're kind of thinking we'll have sort of bite-sized pieces of content from the different programs that we're doing with maybe these influencers. That's kind of to be determined at this point. And we'd also sort of open it up to know, are there sort of long-form videos that Salute already has that we might want to sort of evolve? And we want that to be more of a partnership
Right.
where we're figuring that out together.
And the longer form can be education about the process and the background of the company and knowing what the brand is, but really that snackable content is really just those recipes or how to drink it, how to sip it, what you should be smelling, what you should be tasting, that kind of thing.
First off, good presentation. I thought it was very good how you included Salud throughout all the different executions. It's always, consistency is always key, so nicely done on that. Talk to me about how you're going to interact with the distributors and retailers, as in this category they have a lot of power and they can be your best friend or they can limit your sales. So how would you, I didn't see anything necessarily in the budget, but how are you going to engage with them to ensure you're getting the proper shelf space and engagement with consumers in store?
I think part of it is that they are most likely going to be captured in the target audience. Like, we didn't call them out specifically. There can be creative executions that are geared towards them, and we can target them online, no problem. But it's really that they're going to see our advertising, they're going to see our ads. They're part of our target audience. We want them to drink it too. But there can be, partnerships with trade publications and really trying to get those relationships going. But we really see it as an extension of our current campaign.
Yep.
Talk me through your KPIs and sort of how you're going to adjust as the campaign goes along.
Sales, right? This is definitely going to be one. We talked about market share, and we know that there's a lot of other competitors out there, so we want to take from other tequila brands. But knowing that this drinking audience, this younger demographic, they're drinking tequila as a shot, maybe more so, and they're drinking vodka and bourbons. And so we know that we need to take some of that share from them as well. So we will be going after that audience and conquesting, as it were, against those brands.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yep.
Perfect.
Thank you.